Podcasts have been major inspiration in all my dog training endeavors, and today I want to share the best possible dog training podcast with you. Welcome to Mia My Dog channel. I'm Spigana, this is Mia, this is Lamora. Together we are Team Ginger, and on this channel we're all about active life with dogs. Yo. I listen to podcasts all the time. I listen to them while I'm knitting for my Etsy shop. I listen to them while I'm driving to the trainings. I listen to them while I'm cleaning. Basically, I'm listening a lot of podcasts. So let's dive straight into the best dog training podcasts that I listen to. My all-time favorite podcast definitely is Drinking from the Toilet, hosted by Hannah Brannigan. It's super witty, smart, nerdy podcast about science-based methods about training dogs. Hannah Brannigan is super good at splitting down everything, so she'll explain everything in the smallest details and still keep it very enjoyable and very entertaining experience. Although her main sport is obedience, she also does a little bit of agility, and in her podcast she covers lots and lots of themes, the sports and daily life with dogs and dogs psychology. There have been a bunch of very entertaining episodes about agility. There was one very interesting episode about photographing your dogs, and from that I got an idea about using the camera as a clicker. And there was one exceptional episode about labels and how we use them in dog training and are they always bad. And basically, if for the rest of my life I had to listen to just one podcast, this is it. Actually, because we don't live in some sort of weird dystopia where I would be forced to listen to just one podcast for the rest of my life, I have a huge favor to ask from you. If you're listening to some exciting, very good podcasts about dog training, please leave them in the comments, because I'm always on the lookout for new listening material. And I love podcasts and I love listening about dog training. So comments below. My second choice is Animal Training Academy podcast, hosted by Ryan Cartledge. This podcast really stands out from the rest because it's not only about dog training. It features lots and lots of animals. There are birds, there are farm animals, there have been dolphins. Obviously, he's not interviewing dolphins, he's interviewing lots and lots of interesting people who are working with all sorts of animals. And what it does, it brings very creative, positive training methods to the podcast. There are some very interesting conversations, because with dogs we kind of have it easy, but when you're working with some different animals, people are coming up with some very good methods how to understand the animals, how to communicate with them, how to do it clearly, and how to lead superb lives with them. And it's just so amazing and so entertaining, and it's so inspirational to just listen to it. And I'm always blown away by those gorgeous people who can do that. So definitely check out this podcast. If you have followed my channel for any time at all, you might have noticed I'm slightly obsessed with agility. So obviously I'm also listening to dog agility podcasts, and my favorite agility podcast is definitely Bad Dog Agility. It's hosted by Jennifer, Sarah and Esteban. Every episode is dedicated to some agility theme. It's training plans or mental readiness or how to deal with your own emotions and stress, and then they do reviews on some bigger American competitions because they're based in America. It's a very entertaining experience because, well, when I'm not running agility, I want to think about agility, I want to discuss agility, I want to listen about agility. This podcast does a very good job at being very down to earth, being practical, and being very accessible for every listener. And I really enjoy every experience while listening to them. Even though I live in Europe, and so our agility is slightly different than in Europe, we have some slightly different approaches, but still the episodes translate really well between the continents, and basically there have been almost no episodes where I feel that oh, this is not for me. So if you love dog agility and if you want to gain some inspiration for training or some new ideas or just listen how other people are training, I definitely suggest you go and listen to the Bad Dog Agility podcast. Another favorite of mine is Cock Dog Radio, hosted by Sarah Stremming. This podcast is slightly different from the others because I feel it's more personal, it's more intimate, it's more like insights in Sarah's own life. She's very established dog trainer, she's amazing at what she does, and her insights in hiking with dogs, doing sports with dogs, and training them for everyday life are very, very valuable, and I listen with great joy to everything she has to say. There are lots of practical things in the podcast, but it also helps you to look at things from a different viewpoint because Sarah has a very open mind and she really strives to help people, and she's always trying to find like the best things to say. And even on some episodes she has been talking about like not the best experiences, for example like hiking out and meeting some dog owners that like don't do the things that we really agree to, but like her approach and her thinking process about those people and how she didn't judge them, it was super inspirational, super amazing, and it really made me evaluate how I'm looking at the people who train their dogs at, well, in the methods that I don't really agree with. Another favorite podcast of mine is Fancy Dog Sports Academy. It's hosted by Melissa Brew. It's safe to assume that this podcast is meant to be as a promotional material for the actual Fancy Dog Sports Academy, but don't worry, it's not like endless sales pitch or anything. It's packed with actionable tips and insights and new ideas and new ways that we look at our dogs and dog training, and I found this podcast immensely useful, and it actually does a very good job at promoting Fancy Dog Sports Academy, because while I'm listening to those episodes, all of them sound so amazing and so valuable that I basically want to enroll myself in every second Fancy Dog Sports Academy course, and I hope that someday I will choose at least some of them. A common theme for those podcasts is a positive training methods, and if you would like to reward me for doing a good job with this video, please like it and please share this video with any of your friends who would really benefit from listening to the best dog training podcasts out there.